Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Are you guys looking for an infinite health Titan build? Well, I got some news for you in today's video. I don't really focus on builds, but when I was trying to play the brand new dungeon, I wanted to see what I could do if I could integrate a old, not really used exotic into the very popular Titan Solar Hammer subclass. As many of you know, with the brand new dungeon being one of the probably hardest dungeons to really solo overall, there's been many who have been using a Solar Titan, as that's probably one of the best subclasses out there to solo flawless a PvE activity. And with that, again, I wanted to integrate a very underrated exotic to just be having infinite health, basically, the whole entire run. And this is what something I found out, is that this build can really work if you use it correctly, and that's what will be going on in today's video. If you do enjoy, please be sure to subscribe and get us to 30k, because only 5% of you guys who watch my videos do subscribe. Now, let's get right into build. Obviously, you're going to be on a Titan, and you're going to be using the Sunbreaker Solar subclass. Now, one of the things I want all of you to do, that it's probably obvious, is go and get a really good solar energy weapon, and get a solar heavy. Now, it doesn't really matter too much on your kinetic. I kind of use a stasis weapon just for that extra burst. But with those solar weapons, use something that is really powerful, like incandescent. I love incandescent, and I actually have a Callus Many 2 crafted with it with an enhanced perk, so it's obviously much better than the normal one. I'm also going to use Sleeper Simeon, as I actually love this exotic. I feel like it's something that a lot of people sort of use, not totally use anymore as they used to, but it's a really hard-hitting exotic. Plus, it's Catalyst that just helps ammo reserves and all of that. Really good laser cannon, as I like to call it. Laser linear fusion, if you will. Now, one of the exotics I'm going to use in this video that no one really says in a lot of their build videos is the Precious Scars exotic helmet. There's not a lot of videos talking about this thing since Beyond Light. It's very underrated. Basically, one of the things that it does is that if weapons fired by the same matching subclass, like from your weapons, it will create a burst of healing around you. And then if you revive people, you will create a aura of healing and giving overshields to you and nearby allies. Now, I do love this, but again, if you were just going to do solo flawless, only the first part really matters. The other part doesn't, because you're not going to be reviving any people. I usually use Solar Siphon and some Solar Armor mods, plus I've been using a lot of mods to help my weapons, like Solar Reserves, and really all that type of stuff to help my stats too. I really want to put Resilience as one of my top things in this build, which I usually do just playing Titan normally, so you can really go anywhere with that. But yeah, go to your solar subclass for a minute, and let's talk about some of the abilities and aspects as well as the fragments. I'll be using Rally Barricade because I think it's a much more powerful weapon, or I should say powerful barricade for shooting. I'll be using Throwing Hammer, obviously, because bringing that back is just amazing. Solar Grenade is one of my favorite grenades, so obviously using that as well. Roaring Flames and Soul Influence is just so good because it basically just helps my ability overall, my sunspots, and just helps my ability create more damage. It's just awesome. I'll be using Ember of Mercy, and usually these fragments you can go a little bit anywhere. Ember of Benevolence. Usually these fragments will help just overall my solar weapon and ability to help get restoration and radiant for my said build, as well as Ember of Tempering. So hopefully these fragments will help my build, getting me more health, getting me more, explosions with my solar subclass, which I do love. That's why I think the solar subclass overall is one of my favorites and just one of the best ones in the game. But I do love Strand, just to point out. I hope all of you know Strand and Stasis, they're still really great, but I feel like the light subclasses can just be a bit more powerful than other ones. Now, with this build, basically what I'm doing is that if I'm using the basics of a solar build, right? Killing enemies, blah, 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 getting sunspots, and you bet anything that can really just create as much explosions as possible in a PvE type environment. But the point is, with how the Precious Scars works, is that anytime I'm using my Callus Many tool, anytime I'm using my Sleeper Simulant on any high value enemies, anytime I'm using something that can really just, do a lot of damage, the healing comes into play. Now, if I am going to engage in a gunfight that's going to be feeling like, oh god, there's Hive Guardians, there's too many Acolytes, oh, they're going to punch me, you can literally see my healing bar just going all the way back up, which is just great because, again, no one really uses this exotic, and if you were going to use something like Incandescent for more explosions, those can also help getting you, of course, the Fire Spice, and also help you get Sunspots, which then even more gets you healing. So you're getting that, you're getting plus the healing from the precious scars, and you're also using your solar weapon for more explosions, more kills, and with a super such as hammers, you could definitely take part with the intellect in this build and focus more on intellect to get your super even quicker to help with any harder enemies or bosses. So again, I'm basically using the more part of just using a solar subclass with precious scars that nobody uses. It's a very underrated exotic, and this exotic can really help you the long way of getting infinite health. As you see, I just keep getting bombed back. Now, at some points, if you're really going to go into a gunfight, you could be in a time where, okay, it's not, going as fast as it should be, and I might die, but, if you're playing the safe route, you just have infinite health, basically. Now, with this exotic, it not just helps solar, it could also help void and arc. Now, with void, if you were going to use a void heavy and a void, energy weapon, and you're getting kills, I could definitely see you getting more of the overshields in this build, getting more health as well, but also with an overshield, you become even more invincible. With arc, you could see a lot of potential as well. I haven't tried it more on arc, but I couldn't see too much of a powerful weapon as I am with the solar subclass, and I wanted to bring it to your attention big time if you're trying solo flawless, if you want to try something that's a bit different from anybody else, and that could help you tremendously with, of course, the healing type aspect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my first video really on a build, and if you guys do enjoy and want to see more, I'll put more out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.